There's probably a lot of people in the audience here who have either been through the experience of leaving a comfortable job and starting their own business, or there might be some people in the audience who are thinking about making that leap. For those who are making that leap or thinking about it, what advice would you give them?
My advice is always start small. A lot of entrepreneurial type people that decide they're going to get into an industry or into a certain type of business, they have a grandiose plan and they go out and they get a building that's maybe a little too big, or they've got to roll out this giant marketing campaign and what have you. I'm a big believer in starting small, start with what you can afford, manage your money as best you can, because if you really are getting into a market, whether it's glass or making tables, whatever, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that it's sustainable, that you don't have to go from 0 to 100 extremely quick or you fail. Try to go to 0 to 20 and then 0 to 30 and just build up small. That's the biggest mistake I see most people do, is they jump in and just the next thing you know, you're over leveraged, rent's too high, you're not bringing in the business you thought, and then you're out of business.
For growing your brand, you seem like you're a marketing expert. What's some advice you could give people that are trying to expand their brand?
When it comes to brand expansion, you got to believe it yourself. When you're talking to people, they can tell immediately whether you believe in the brand or it's just a job for you or what have you. And, I tell my employees all the time, I say, you can be mad at me because I'm the boss, or you can hate what you're doing that day, but you better love that logo on the wall and you better make sure that everybody knows you do. And secondly is community. Get in there, be involved in the community, make sure that they know you're a good business that they can respect, that they know will be there to do the job, to do it right, and to stand by it if you do it wrong. I've made my fair share of mistakes.
Did you ever have any growth pains along the way? Do you want to talk about some of those?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, at what point does running a small business overwhelm you? It's when it's not a small business anymore. It starts getting much. The growing pains are when you have to grow and you've got to get to that next building and you've got to take that next leap, or you've got to hire that next employee or that next 5 employees.
So I was watching the episode on the plane ride out here where you guys did the 280Z, your first import car that you built. Mm-hmm. And I remember one of the guys on the show, it was Big Mike. He said, we can't find replacement glass for this car. We have to take it out and preserve it and be really careful. Is that something you guys run into a lot, where there's just not glass for these cars in the aftermarket? We do.
We run into it quite a bit, where we really have to protect it because you're not going to make it. And when we chopped my 52 Chevy, we were using, I guess it's a sanding method or a sandblasting type method to cut it down the windshield. And we went through like 7 windshields, before we got it right.